Hey everyone! Okay, I'm going to do a little crafting this evening and make some gnome ornaments. I'm going to turn this, pull that up, perfect. Okay, so I posted these the other day, cute little gnomes, and I wanted to make some more, so I thought I would do it with you all and show you how I did it. Very easy. So first things first, well, first, thanks for joining me. I am finally done with all the Christmas orders and I'm going to do some little fun things. So this is the pattern that I used. I got this at a local store. This pattern is by Susie Seashore Designs. So that is the little pattern that I'm using right there. So if you're looking for it later, I will see if I can find it online and share the link with you. So it's just very simple. It's just a little one-page instructions and then the pattern. So I cut out the pattern. Let me put this back in here so I don't lose it. And I just got some scraps, and just to give you an idea, this gnome is like 5.5 inches, so you really don't need that much fabric whatsoever. So this is the little gnome pattern that it comes with. So maybe if you're talented enough to draw a little pattern, you could do something similar to that. So supplies that I needed, a little scraps of fabric. You need 2 pieces. I've got a little piece of ribbon for an ornament hanger. I got these little wooden, these are 3/4 inch of little wooden ball. I got these at Hobby Lobby. Now they do have like the flat ones, you know, so you could use the ones that are cut in half. You could use those also. I just grabbed these. I don't think it really matters. And then I got a little bag of jingle bells to sew on the end. You get gold or silver. I just grabbed gold. Faux fur. Now the faux fur, I went to the fabric department and had some cut, but then when I was doing the little wood thing, the wooden ball and the jingle bells over in Hobby Lobby near that, so I got like a half a yard of the faux fur in the fabric department, but also at Hobby Lobby over by the felt squares, they had this, and I think this will work too. So it's just a little. You can probably get more with this, depending how much you need, but this will probably work too. So this was over by the felt squares. I can spit that out. And then a ribbon, and I've got a couple different colors, but I grabbed red because I'd already used. So the ribbon goes around the edge like that. And then you need a sewing machine, some scissors, and a glue gun. And we'll go ahead and get started. Let me open this too. Okay, so I'm trying a new bit of software. So if you have a comment, I'm using StreamYard. I've never used it, but that way I can do the video on Facebook and my YouTube channel. So if you have a comment, you may need to give StreamYard permission so it will show your name. If not, I may not be able to see your name and just see the comment. Okay, so I'm going to angle the camera down a little bit so you can just see what I'm doing. Okay, so first things first, I took my pattern and I just laid it on my material, and then you can get a pen, you can get a fabric marker. On this, I actually used an ink pen because this is disappearing ink that I use as a fabric marker, and by the time I got to it, it'd be gone. But all you're going to do is literally, if you want to pin this pattern on, you can, but I just traced around it, you know, it's already on there, but I just drew around it. So now this line that I drew, this is actually my sewing line, okay? So I'm going to sew right on this and then I'll trim around it. So I did not trim on that line. I'm going to sew on this line. So I just want to make sure you are clear. Now on the pattern, there's a little line right here and I'm going to cut an opening. So I'm going to stitch this entire thing closed and my opening is going to be right here. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a little slit. And I'm just going to fold this in half and then kind of lay this. I can get an idea where it goes. So I'm just going to fold this. So I only do this on one side. So the side that you draw your pattern. So I've cut that. So that's my opening. So the next thing I want to do before I start sewing is, now you can do this after this in the pattern, it does not tell you to do this. I just did this on my own. It actually tells you to glue a little hanger on the back, but I wanted mine to be sewn in. So I'm going to cut, I think it was 9 inches that I did before. Yeah, thereabouts. I'm just going to cut using this little skinny ribbon. And I'm going to make a loop. And I'm going to lay it on the inside so this is sticking out. And I'm putting this at the top of the gnome. And do I have a pin somewhere? And I'm just going to pin this in place so when I sew it, it doesn't move. And I'm going to stitch that. So my loop is down in there. So I'm going to take this over to the sewing machine and put it together. And again, I am sewing right on that line that I drew. Put my needle down. And I'm leaving my needle down when I get to the point at the bottom, and then I'm going to turn it. Take my pin out where I've got my pin holding the ribbon. Now this is when you go around the hat, it's really good to use your, if you have it on your sewing machine, the needle down position, and then that way you can leave your needle down, and then I just barely raise my presser foot so I can get a little bit better control over turning that and making it a little more rounded. Okay, so I just stitched right on that line, and now I'm just going to trim around this. And I'm just going to leave like a 1/4 inch. You don't need a ton, but be careful not to cut too much and cut that stitch line. Okay, so right here, especially in this curve, you want to clip in the curve. Anytime you've got to turn something right side out and you've got a curve, it'll open that up a little bit. It'll just lay smoother if you clip around your curves. So it is important. I'm going to do a little clip down here. This is another thing that's not in the directions, but it does help. Okay. So now I have this opening where I cut that slit on the back side, and I'm going to turn it. And we're actually done sewing. Now the rest of it is just going to be gluing. Now, if you have a point turner, you can use it. I have a bad habit of using my scissors because it's convenient, but you have to be careful when you're trying to poke out a something you're turning with scissors, because you can poke a hole in it. I've done this enough. Hopefully I won't do it on camera, but I'm just using my scissors to push out the point of the hat here. Okay. And then I just kind of run the rounded part of my scissors around the edge inside, just push those sides out real good. If you want to iron it, you can iron it right at this point. I did not turn my iron on, so I'm not going to. But once I get it stuffed, it'll be fine. Okay, so everything's pushed out. And then, oh, I'm sorry. I also forgot you need polyfill. Where did I put my polyfill? I've got some on the floor if I can pick it up out of my bag here. Okay, so then I'm going to take polyfill. Stuff it down here. You want to get up in the hat, and I will tell you, pull just a little bit. You know, try not to shove too much in the hat at a time, because it's hard to get down in the curve. So I'm pushing that in. Put a little more in here, and then once I get some in this hat to get it down here so it's not flat, I used actually I had a pencil earlier, but you know, something, just a pencil or a pen or something to help push this polyfill and fill the end of the hat. Okay, yeah, so now it's filled in there. Now you should be able to push the rest of the polyfill in the hat and be good. So I'm just doing little bits at a time. And you can kind of see how much you need and where to push it to fill it out. Let me get just a little bit more. Okay, so we have all this stuffed. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to be putting our faux fur and everything, and the ribbon is going to cover this. So you don't have to worry about closing this and sewing it up, because once we put the beard and the ribbon on, it's going to be glued and covered over that. So let me see. I'm going to try this piece first. And what I cut before was just like a 2-inch strip. So it's kind of got this fabric on the back. Since this is a smaller piece, I'm going to use this. Let me undo this. Get these staples out of here. Okay. Now, just so I can see what I'm doing, I'm going to fold this right sides together. I'm going to cut 2 inches. Now, what I did before, this will come off where you just cut it, so I kind of take some of this off and just throw this away. But the rest of it will stay on there. Okay, now we're going to get the glue gun. And I'm just going to lay this just right on top of that top opening. And I'll start gluing it. it is kind of a mess with all this fur. Just a warning, faux fur is like using glitter. It's just a freaking mess. And it's going to be all over everything. So I just put a little bit of glue. I'll lay this on here. And we're just going to wrap it all the way around. Now this is going to overlap, so I'm going to trim this because I don't need it to overlap that much. And just pull it tight. Okay, so I've just glued that on there. Oh my God, hair, faux fur, hair is everywhere. Probably gonna have to lint roll your table. Okay, so I'm going to use this red ribbon. We're gonna do the exact same thing. We're just gonna start from the back and overlap the edge of the beard here. So I'm just going to put a little on the end to get it started. And I'm overlapping on the fabric and the faux fur. Okay, so that's going to close that in. Okay. And see, I'm just wrapping this and overlapping. You want to pull it tight. Okay. So he's coming right along. It's very quick and easy. Now I'm going to get one of these little wooden balls and make the nose. Now see, this is completely round. They have them where they're like cut in half. You can use either one. It really doesn't matter. So I'm just putting a glob of glue right there, and then I'll just stick his nose just right at the top. And just kind of hold that in place for a minute. Okay. Now the last thing we got to do, and you're going to want to lint roll this because there's fuzz all over the top too. But as you can see, it's all overlapped and it covers that edge. And then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to sew a little jingle bell right here. Okay, now here's the next good question. I was so prepared and I threaded a needle, and I've laid it on my table and now I can't find it. Oh, here it is. That's what happens when you get prepared. Normally I'm not prepared. Okay, so I've already got my needle threaded because I didn't want to show you how much I couldn't see and try to thread this on camera. Okay, so I'm just going to put this right through the seam, right on the end of the hat here. And I'm going to trim this edge, this little tail. And I've doubled up my thread so I don't have to do it so many times. So it's actually 4 strands. Oh, and Connie says she thought of me. Connie, I have my Snoopy 3 Wise Men that you got from me out. All right, now I'm trying not to get my thread tangled with this little jingle bell. Okay. There we go. So I'm just going to loop that through twice because it's nice and secure. Not off my thread here. And one more little knot. Did y'all hear that chime sound? That's actually my phone, our little Ring camera outside notifying me. And that's it. Well, look how quick and easy that was. We got our little jingle bells on there. And you can use all kinds of different fabrics. Like this one, he's plaid, and I've got a bunch of other ones. I didn't bring them all down here. I've used stripes. This one I had Christmas lights. I just thought this was fun and Christmassy. So that's how you do it. So I'm going to show you the pattern again. So this is the pattern. It was $5.50. It is Susie Seashore Design. So if you can see that right there, that's who makes this little pattern. But it's super quick and easy. And if you're talented enough to outline it and make the pattern bigger, you could even make, a bigger gnome if you wanted to. I'm not sure if I can scale the pattern correctly. I am terrible at drawing. I can sew, but drawing and painting and all that kind of stuff is not my forte whatsoever. But I just made these this weekend, Sunday. What is today? I don't even know what today is. And I just love them. I think they're adorable. They don't take any time whatsoever. I'm using my scraps. I had some ribbon. Really the only thing I had to get, is the faux fur. So again, everything I got was at Hobby Lobby, the little package of the wooden balls, the craft jingle bells, and the faux fur, all over there by the felt squares, or you can get the faux fur on the bolt. So you really don't need that much. So probably that little craft square of faux fur that I got is going to be just fine. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Now be sure, if you are not watching me on YouTube, go over to YouTube and like my channel and subscribe. And if you are on YouTube, thanks for joining me. And what did you say, Connie? I'm trying to read these comments. Have all kinds of seasonal everyday scraps. Yes, Connie, don't look. We have lots of scraps. All kinds. I was like, every good crafter has scraps of some kind of project for sure. So anyway, but tomorrow I'm going to show you another project that I'll be doing tomorrow, and you all can join me. So this is another project. So This is from Shabby Fabrics. If you are not familiar with them, it's a website. They have all kinds of quilting things, but this was actually a subscription for stocking ornaments. So I have already done 2. They send you 2 per month for 6 months. So you have 6 months. It just started last month, so I'm only going to have, I'll do these tomorrow so I can actually put them on the tree. So I'm only going to have 4 for my tree so far. But it's really, they're actually very quick and easy. See how they had a little detail? All of these pieces are already laser cut. So thank God I don't have to like cut all that out, or I would never do it. But they're laser cut, and then it has the adhesive on the back you can iron on, and then you just do a little applique stitching on your sewing machine to sew it on and give it some texture, and then you make your stocking. So I'm going to do those tomorrow. So if you want to join me tomorrow, or I'll put it on YouTube and you can watch a replay. I'm going to be working on the Shabby Fabrics. This is the Ornament Club. Called Better Not Pout is the patterns is Better Not Pout is the name of the patterns, and this is for the Ornament Club. So look for me tomorrow. And Blanche is asking, are you going to add the link to this project? I will. I bought this pattern for the gnomes. I bought this locally, so I will look online and I will post that in the comments and on YouTube. I'll find the link for it because I know it's online somewhere. I just happened to buy this this weekend at a local store. So, and I don't know. It was from a friend of mine. She does some quilting stuff and she doesn't have a website, so I can't link it to her website, but I'll find this and then I'll link it to you so you can order that pattern because it's so quick and easy. I just love this. I've made like 6 or 7 of them the other day. So, all right. Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate it. Look for me tomorrow. I'm going to be taking a few days off now that I've got all the Christmas orders embroidered and done. I will be off tomorrow, but the shop is open tomorrow for pickups. But we're going to be closed through the rest of the week, the 24th through the 26th. I'll be doing family stuff and sewing and just working on little fun projects like this and trying to do some more videos with you guys. So I hope you had fun tonight. I'm going to make a few more, and so I'll post some pictures when I get the other patterns done to give to my family. And I will chat with you guys later. Thanks for joining me. Bye.